Hey, this is Jeremy from Marketing Liftoff. I want to talk today about building new relationships. Now, last time we talked about establishing and maintaining relationships, and that is super important, so we don't want to forget about that. But a lot of your time is going to be spent building new relationships with new people so that you can get more clients and new referrals. Now, at the back of your mind, there has to be one thing that you're always thinking about. It's what all great networkers do, and that is to think about, how can I add value to this person, or how can I do something valuable for this person, or even how can I help this person? That's the way that you have to think in order to establish a really good relationship that will lead either to them being a client or to that person referring clients to you. So with that in mind, I think there are generally two groups of people with whom you can network in order to get new clients and build new relationships. The first group I call professionals. Now, professionals is anybody in your field or in your specialty who will interact a lot with people who might become your clients. So for instance, say that you're a real estate attorney. Any real estate broker is probably going to interact with a lot of people who are buying and selling real estate, whether they're just home buyers, whether they're investors. And a lot of those people are potential clients if you're a real estate attorney. So you would do well to interact with a lot of brokers who might then refer clients back to you. Now, how might you go about interacting with these brokers or with these professionals and getting to know them? The first way is just to go out and meet them at events. There are a lot of industry events, whether it's real estate, whether it's insurance, whatever you do, there are events in your area, in your city, where a lot of these people will be. Some events are smaller than others, some events are larger, but you'll find a lot of these people there. And while you're there, the whole key is just to meet some people and then to be able to follow up with them. That's really where a lot of people don't succeed in meeting and networking with people. They might meet them initially at the event, but they don't ever follow up. They don't send them an email, they don't ever call them, they don't ever do anything for that person afterwards. I highly suggest that you at the very least send them an email afterwards saying, hey, it was great to meet you, here's my contact information. Or even better, do something valuable for them. If they mention something that they're really into, even if it doesn't have to do with work or with their specialty, if it's about their kids or something, send them an email or send them a link with something that has to do with what they were very interested in, and they will appreciate that and they'll remember you in the future, and it will really get your relationship with that person off to a super good start. Another way to meet professionals is to actually get involved in groups. This is similar to going out to events, but when you get involved in groups, you'll probably actually be doing work for them. So you might sit on the board or actually help out a local industry group. Again, if you are in real estate, there are always going to be industry groups who deal with real estate in your area. They might be lobbying for new laws, they might be lobbying for zoning, they might help out local businesses. Whatever they do, you can get involved in those groups because those groups will A, have a lot of professionals working for them and with them, and B, will interact a lot with professionals in that field because those groups are involved in that field. And that's really a good way to provide innate value because people will see that you're doing really good work and that you know what you're doing and talking about, and they'll be more likely to interact with you in the future. The third and final way is an obvious way, but it's something that a lot of people are really scared to do, and that is to ask for an introduction. So if you have clients or you already have a network and you know people, you can ask those people for introductions to other people or for referrals to other people, and if they know you and they like you and you've done good work for them in the past, they'll be more than happy to do that for you because they will think that they'll get something out of it, i.e. they'll think if they introduce two people who help each other out, then those two people will remember them in the future. So that has innate value in and of itself by just asking somebody, hey, can you introduce me to so-and-so? Now, that's professionals. The second group of people that you want to network with or you want to actually build new relationships with are potential clients. And this is what most attorneys and most business people think of rather than the professional group, but it's actually the group that's a little bit harder to get to know and to get to become your potential clients. The first way that you might think about doing this is a website. Now, I know this is popular and this is the way a lot of firms are going these days, but it really does work, particularly if you're able to provide a lot of value on your website and then get a lot of visitors to come to it. So for instance, you might have a lot of recent updates about your area of law. You might have tips for somebody who is looking for answers to their legal questions about your area of law. And if you do so, then those people will get value out of your website. They'll come to your website, they'll get answers, they'll learn things, and they'll see you as a resource and expert and as somebody who can help them if they need legal services or if somebody they know, their friends or family, needs legal services. The second way is to actually get out and get involved in your community. This is similar to when we were talking about getting involved with groups for professionals, but you might go out and you might give seminars to local groups about your area of law. You might go out and you might give talks at local meetings about your area of law or about something related to it. And by doing all of those things, even if you don't meet people at those events who need your legal services, those people will end up knowing other people who are going to need your legal services and will then refer them to you. So in the end, you just constantly build up your reputation and your network. The third and final way, and this kind of goes along with your website, but that's search engine optimization. I mention it just because it's very popular and indeed it's a very powerful way to get new clients and to get a lot of them. The thing I want to warn you about though is that even though it's powerful, it has a lot of risk too. You don't want to rely on this, and that's why I talk about building and establishing and maintaining relationships first, because those kind of things don't just come and go, but Google, Bing, do come and go because they change all the time. So you don't want to rely solely on search engine optimization, but it really can help to get your website ranked higher and get you a bunch of new clients in the short term or even the long term if you're able to successfully keep doing that and successfully keep creating value by putting new information on your website or new information online wherever people are finding you. So your action tip for today, I want you to focus on the professionals because they're really your long-term client getters. I want you to go out to an event, or perhaps you've already gone out to an event, and I want you to go out with the idea in mind that you're going to meet and follow up with 3 people. And after that, you go out to that event, I actually want you to at least email those people and say, hey, it was great to meet you, here's my contact information. Or if you can, do something more and actually provide them with some value. But at the very least, just email them and say, hey, here's who I am. I want to keep up this relationship with you. And if you ever need anything in the future, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. And that will really get your relationship off to a good start. Thanks.